What's up, Discoverers? Tuning in from Old Montreal this morning. Pretty cool, right? Actually, just yesterday, we received an email from GetYourGuide asking us to book an excursion of our choice. And we didn't hesitate, we booked it for today. Stay tuned for great views of Old Montreal, Old Port, as well as a bonus, a cruise on the St. Lawrence. Oh, there's our guide Ronny. I gotta go, but you stay right there. What if I told you that a single tour of Montreal could make you see the city in a completely different light? Ellie and I joined a private tour and cruise in Montreal through GetYourGuide. And it transported us through time, history, and even across the water. Moreover, GetYourGuide recently invited us to try a new excursion in the city of our choice. And since we live in Montreal, we thought, why not? For the private walking tour, we were paired with Ronny, whose nickname is apparently Montreal. Side note, we really loved being paired with him. Stay tuned and you'll see why. Our walking tour was followed by a cruise on the St. Lawrence. And let me tell you, it was more than just a tour. It was an experience that made us fall in love with Montreal all over again. Before I forget, I want to let you know that we'll leave the link to these excursions in the video's description. You can book the same tour we did, or discover other Montreal experiences. Just so you know, we're doing the private tour, but we'll leave the link to other great tours as well. Come to think of it, these are perfect gift ideas for when you want to give someone a memory or unforgettable experience, instead of a trinket that'll end up forgotten. The tour started as we met Ronny steps away from the Bonsecours Market. We started with quick introductions, followed by the start of the walking tour. One of the things we especially loved was that Ronny wasn't just giving us facts, he was connecting the dots. He showed us that nothing in Montreal is random. Everything has a story. And he constantly left us with reasons to return to explore later. For your information, if you book the private tour, it'll look very similar to what we're showing today. But you may start or end in a different place. Here are some of the landmarks and sites that Ronny talked about. These are places you might want to peg on your to-see list. First, head over to Google Maps. This works best if you have an account. And once you're signed in, you can save the destinations in a folder of your choice. This works especially well on days that you're not sure what to do, because then you can consult your to-do list and create a wonderful itinerary out of nothing. If you love this tip, then let us know about it in the comment section below. Just to be clear, this vlog is not a replica of the tour. For one, we don't want to steal Ronny or any other tour guide's thunder. Secondly, we want you to experience it firsthand. So the purpose here is to share our wonderful experience thanks to this GetYourGuide excursion. Ronny started talking about the Bonsecours Market and the Notre-Dame-de-Bonsecours Church. He emphasized that the market has been part of Montreal's stories since the 1800s. Once the city's main market, it's now home to shops and local artisans. We really enjoy visiting the bakery here, which goes by the name of La Cave à Manger. Hint, try their hangover cure. It's pure bliss. And we also love to grab a pint at the Brewski Brewery right next door. And just across the street is the Notre-Dame-de-Bonsecours, or Sailors' Church, where sailors once prayed for safe journeys. watched over by the statue of Mary facing the harbor. On a separate occasion, Ellie and I visited and took the self-guided tour of the museum. It offered gorgeous views of the Old Port. This is a great spot to add to your must-see list. Next, Ronny brought us to Place Jacques Cartier, one of Old Montreal's most vibrant squares. Untraditionally to other squares we've seen, this one sits on a slant. Today it's lined with cafes and street performers. But back in the 1800s, it was the heart of the city's marketplace. Ronny pointed out that the big wooden boxes scattered around are not just for storage of souvenirs. They actually remind us of the old trading days, when merchants would pack and stack their goods right here in the square. After transporting us to the 1800s, Ronny then headed over to Château Ramezay's beautiful French-style garden. A little oasis in the middle of Old Montreal. Once the residence of a governor in the 1700s, the chateau now tells the story of New France. And the garden keeps that spirit alive with medicinal plants, flowers, and vegetables. They tend to the garden to this day, just like those grown in the colonial times. From here, we continue towards Montreal City Hall, an impressive building that's been at the heart of political life since the late 1800s. Its grand facade has seen everything from historic speeches to major events that shaped the city. Both of these locations I just mentioned welcome visitors. Then we headed west along Notre-Dame Street, in direction to the Notre-Dame Basilica. On the way over, Ronny showed us the Palais de Justice buildings, in English, the courthouses. These buildings tell Montreal's architectural story in layers. The older section reflects mid-century modernism. While the newer glass tower mirrors the city's push towards a contemporary skyline. Just out of curiosity, which of these architectural structures did you prefer? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And just a short 3-minute walk later stands the crown jewel of Old Montreal, the Notre-Dame Basilica. Built in the early 1800s, it's famous for its Gothic Revival style, intricate carvings, and the twin towers that dominate the square. Outside, statues and even the playful dog sculptures add character to the square. While inside, the basilica's blue and gold interior is one of the most breathtaking sights in the city. And before heading to the boat, Ronny brought us to an incredible viewpoint, and one we'd never seen before. He used his top-secret handshake to get us inside, which revealed the magnificent views of Old Montreal and Old Port, separated by the train tracks. Old Port being on the water side of the train tracks, which would make Old Montreal before the train tracks. If you're like us and you love discovering history in a way that makes you feel it, this kind of tour is perfect. During our tour with Ronny, we came across dozens of regular tours, which gave a similar experience, but in a group setting. We'll link both private and regular option tours down below. Ronny wrapped up the tour right by the Pointe à Calière, then brought us to make sure that we would dock our boat okay. Plus, he helped us with getting the tickets. We said farewell to Ronny, wished him the best, and transitioned to our next adventure. Once on the boat, we set out for 90 minutes on the water with incredible views. We saw Montreal's great skyline, Old Montreal, Old Port. We passed under the Jacques Cartier Bridge, navigated along Sainte-Hélène Island, and later returned to Old Montreal. On board, we had full service, which meant we could sit back, relax, and just soak in the city from a completely new perspective. We opted for a table under the sun to soak in the views. We also had a tour guide on board speaking about the different perspectives of Montreal. Based on our great experience and the smiling faces of other walking tours, we highly recommend this experience if you want to combine a historical walking tour with a relaxing cruise. You'll find the exact tour we did linked below. And if a private tour feels too pricey, GetYourGuide also offers great group options, which is why we'll be adding all of these options. So we'll add all of these links below. This tour reminded us that even after living in Montreal for over 15 years, there's always a new way to see the city. Ronny's storytelling transported us through history, and the cruise gave us a new perspective of the skyline. If you're visiting Montreal, or even if you live here, this is an experience worth adding to your list. And like I said earlier, it's also a wonderful gift idea. And just a quick reminder, by booking through our link, you'll support our channel at no extra cost. And hopefully, you'll have an experience as unforgettable as ours. Happy discovering, everyone, and see you in the next vlog. And that wraps up our excursion. Actually, I'm curious, what did you think about it? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Also, feel free to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we post regularly and you don't want to miss out. Also, if you're planning a trip to Montreal, feel free to reach out for a travel itinerary or restaurant recommendations. All right, Discoverers, catch you in the sandwich series or maybe somewhere else. Ciao for now.